happening, Anthony Soprano?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
What's going on with you, brother?
Not much. We're here to start the interview. It's going to be part 1 of 10 segments. Sitting here with the Hellaware Assassin. Bi-weekly we'll be getting these out of 10 parts, part 1. But, is there anything you'd like to say first?
Well, just like to, thank you for coming by and shooting this for me. It's going to be a lengthy, long 10 segments, a little history on me. I know you got some questions you want to ask me, so go ahead and shoot, man, because my time is precious, baby.
All right, first question, when did you first take an interest in pro wrestling?
I took an interest in pro wrestling probably around 1977 or 78. I was about maybe 9, 10 years old. Used to go with my grandmother out to the old mall here in Dover, and she'd go to J.C. Penney's and get her hair cut, and I'd wander my ass on off in the TV section, and watch a little WWE Saturday mornings for a little while she got her hair done. That's pretty much when I took an interest in it, and I was just amazed and of some of the things that I was seeing on TV, for back in the 70s, 10-year-old kid watching these grown men, flip and jump off cages and, do this and do that. I just took an interest in it, man. It just, like probably millions of other kids in this country, just took an interest in watching pro wrestling. That's how it was.
How many years have you been in pro wrestling?
I've been in the business probably for about maybe 7, 8 years. I pretty much got into it around 2001. Before that, though, I used to go to all the ECW shows in Philadelphia at Viking Hall and started hanging out backstage with some of the workers back then, and just become friends with a few of them that have moved on and made it a career. And I'm trying to do what I can, man, to catch up to them, So.
Out of all the matches you've been in, what is your favorite one?
My favorite match, I would say, probably working Necro Butcher. I worked Necro down at one of my HCW events in Delmar, Delaware a few years back, and I really didn't know too much about the guy, just only things that I've heard about him and what I've seen, and I was a little intimidated, probably a little nervous at first when I worked him, but we put on a really good match, and the fans was really happy and pleased for what they got. So I'd probably pretty much say Necro Butcher is probably best match I've ever worked with him. So.
All right, how many wrestling promotions do you currently work for?
Currently working for, I'm working for Combat Zone out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, IWA Deep South in Alabama, Extreme Delaware Championship Wrestling, and IWA Mid-South right now. 4 of them.
And what is your favorite promotion that you work for?
Favorite promotion? It's probably Combat Zone. I really enjoy going up there and working in that historic building and just entertaining the fans, man, and giving them a good show and give them something to talk about for a couple weeks before they come back and see us again. So, CZW is definitely my favorite promotion.
And at your age, do you think you still have the chance to make it in the big league?
I don't know, man. I'm 40 years old. Like I said, I've only been doing it for about 6 or 7 years, but I feel like I've made a mark and I've made a name for myself in these past 6 years. I'm pretty sure I've been, viewed on some DVDs or some videotapes by, cats that work in other independents, and my name is definitely out there. They definitely know who I am, that's for sure. This business is it's not an easy business, man. It's a business that you got to take serious, and you got to really give 100%, if you want to survive and succeed in the wrestling business, man. It's definitely you either got it or you don't got it. And I remember doing the IWA Mid-South King of the Death matches back in, I think it was 2005, and we did a Q&A before the tournament, before the second round on Saturday, and I had wrestled Nick Gage and Madman Pondo in the main event of the first night, and it was a fans bring the weapons match, and it was pretty brutal. And I took a few headshots from a a vacuum cleaner that was wrapped in barbed wire, and I took 3 shots to the head from Gage, and it cut me and it bruised my face up real bad to where Saturday morning when I woke up, man, I was just all black and blue, and I had cuts and scabs already on my head from the night before. So that was pretty brutal. But we did a Q&A, and I sat next to Necro and Toby Klein, and I had Madman Pondo and Ian Rotten to my left, and Ian stood up at the Q&A, and he let everybody know that you either got it or you don't got it in this business. You either got what it takes or you don't got what it takes. And he made it, a point to let the fans know at the Q&A that the Hellaware Assassin has got what it takes to make it in this business. Pretty much a rookie, a few years back going to these deathmatch tournaments and competing in some pretty brutal matches. That's the only way to get your feet wet if you want to be a hardcore wrestler. And let me tell you something. When you become a hardcore wrestler, you win things like this right here. This is the Delaware hardcore title for the whole state, and I won this against Axel Rotten 2 weeks ago in Felton, and you were there to see it. And that was a good match, man. I got to work a legend in the business, someone that's been around for 20 years doing it, and I really had a good time. But I'm not going nowhere, man. I'm gonna continue to do what I got to do to make a name for myself, and I'll defend this with all my heart, man. Every chance I get, and I'll take it with me wherever I go. And I'll be in Alabama, October the 4th of this year for the Carnage Cup, for the IWA Deep South Carnage Cup, and I will be bringing the hardcore title with me to Alabama. It won't be up for grabs, but I'll be representing Extreme Delaware Championship Wrestling, that's for sure. You got any more questions for this first one, man? Because I think your camera's just about ready to fall out of time there, buddy.
Yeah, this is it for part 1. We'll be back with part 2 next time, and then we'll go from there.
Well, I appreciate you coming by, man, and talking to me and doing this interview. And stay tuned, man. Part 2 is coming real soon, man. Peace. Have a good one.